Well, I found the book in my daughter's school library.
Okay.
She goes to a charter school it's a home school resource center. So she was 5 years old, it just started in kindergarten, and I was just looking through their books and I found Discover Your Child's Learning Style, and I thought, wow, that's a great title. So I took it home and started reading it, and then I liked the recommendation that I do a profile for myself, and my husband did one, and then we did one for our older daughter. Our youngest was only 1 at the time, so we didn't do it for her. But that's kind of how I discovered the work, was just happening upon the book, which was a really wonderful thing. So what I love about the Learning Success Institute approach is you go with a child's strength rather than saying, what's wrong with you? Why can't you, listen to a lecture? It's not that it's just not their modality. So why would you, force them to do something that just doesn't come naturally to them? I think, especially with homeschooling parents, we often have a sense of how we learn. We might not understand it deeply or thoroughly, but then we just kind of say, well, that's how I learn, so that's how everybody learns, and we set up our children to learn in the same way we do, and then it often causes conflict, or it's very limiting for the child. So this approach gives a lot of freedom to parents to really design learning the way that it will work for their child. What I've learned in working both with self-design and using, what I've learned with Learning Success Institute, is that learning is natural for children, and they love to do it if they're able to do it in a way that they're kind of wired to do it, and each child is wired differently. And in school, even though I think for parents, especially if they set out on a home learning, homeschooling path, there's a time in which they have to unschool themselves, because even though they want to do it differently than maybe they were schooled, they have notions of what learning looks like. I've learned to trust, to realize that now I have two, my other daughter's now 6.5, and she's a completely different learner than her sister. She's the inventor, the scientist, but it's really to know that their children aren't empty vessels to be filled, that they come with their own innate wisdom of who they are, and if you can guide them and let them unfold, then it can be a really beautiful thing, and it doesn't have to be stressful.